Hello everyone, my name's Andy, welcome back to Scottish Team Productions and a layout update. This layout update is for February of 2019. So first off in this update, as you can tell, if you look at the last update video now and then switch back to this one, you can see a lot has changed. Now, that is mainly because, well, wildlife happened. And by wildlife, I mean trees. A lot of trees. Originally, it was just a few on the station, because when this was back at home, I was experimenting with looking at how a countryside halt station would look, and it would have a small platform, a couple of trees, and then stairs down and away. And if you look back at the station about a year ago and then look at it now, you'll see it is a lot different. Now, another thing, I've been digging and I found a tub. It is that tub down there. Sadly, it's not full of sweets. It's full of these little bits of scenery. So I've got some hay stacks and hay bales in the field there. I've got a coal scythe for the narrow gauge trains. I've also added a lot of walls. Now, being in the countryside, I thought of the North Yorkshire Moors Dales, and when I looked at it, I thought it just looks perfect. Now then, if you've heard of a person on YouTube called Mouldy Raspberry, he is mostly known for his layout that he has in his loft called the Yorkshire Dales Railway. It is an absolutely stunning layout, and he's got a ton of videos about weathering locos, making hills, creating stone walls that look absolutely phenomenal. And I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go check him out and subscribe to his channel for his videos. They are fantastic. Now, over in the station area, I've added some platform tiles. So these ones would be along the edge. Focus. So I've added them just to fill in the empty spaces. Trees have been added along the edge of the railway. Now, I got this idea because there's an island somewhere, I can't remember the name of it, saved my life, but it's got a museum and railway there called the Pallet Steam Railway and Museum. Now, this museum is what gave me the idea for this layout, to have a standard gauge railway and a narrow gauge railway going in a very short loop. Now, another thing I got from that railway was the idea to have these sort of pine trees just going round with the train, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy with how it's come out. Another thing over here is the play area. We've got, they're meant to be raw mail sacks, but I'd prefer them to be bin bags. The playground area has come together, sort of. There's still a lot to do. All the rest of the playground is there. Workshop area has changed. The gate has been taken off because it's badly damaged. I've added some trees and some coal buckets and a waste skip. And as you can see, Tornado is there having some last minute maintenance done before someone comes along and buys her and I have to post her away. Over here we've got a little shed in the car park area that I've added, and over here is the most visible change. I've added quite a few graves to the memorial site. Again, it's just filling up empty space. Now, you will notice as well, trains aren't running. That's because my controllers are absolutely knackered. I've had them for about 4 years, and I think it's time for them to come to the end of their life, so sadly. But that does mean I can change what I use. Now, I'm probably going to stick to, well, these controllers, or I'm going to go to digital. Now, the benefits of an analog railway is you have one controller for one track, one controller for the other. You can label them, and you don't have to press a bunch of buttons to switch between what you're operating. But that does mean I'm limited to what I can run. With DCC, it means I can control both tracks and multiple trains from one controller. So if the choice I'm probably going to go for is either the Hornby Select or the Batman DCC Dynamic System, which I've heard many good things about, and it's wireless. So that's the tipping point about the future control of this railway, but I'll get to that when, I make a decision. Now, I don't know if I've said this already, but the car park area is going to be worked on as well at some point. I'm probably going to add some sort of brown dirt tracks to where the cars have been and gone, or I might add a black tarmac road. I'm not sure yet. The gate to the workshop there and there are going to change to a more industrial sort of gate. The entrance to the overall site here, these two black fences, are going to change as well, because they do look good for the time being, but I can make them look better. Over here I've also decided to add some recycling bins. Focus, come on. There we go. Recycling bins there, and over there. And this man is drunk. There seems to be a going thing with this layout, as you can see over there. Everyone is very, very tipsy. Not really, guys, I just need to glue the figures back down. But it looks like they had a good Christmas while I was away. Now, Shakespeare Express is on here because for now I need something to fill space and I need something interesting. And also, Shakespeare Express is a project, I don't know if I've announced it yet, but I will talk about it in a later video. As well as Control, I'm sure you've heard. Whistle boards, don't know if you can see it, there is a whistle board there. I've added another whistle board here. And then there are, there's one here next to the Ginty, and one there, just where my finger is. So those whistle boards are for the two crossings there. These whistle boards are for the station crossing. Now, I don't know if any of you remember, but at one point I talked about putting a shelter over the workshop. I do still intend to do this, but the last attempt I did, it didn't go well and I didn't think about construction properly. So next time when I do it, I'm going to do it properly, and we should have a good shelter over tornado at some point, so the men can work on it in the dry, because recently it's been snowing as hell, and it's also been raining. Apparently Britain doesn't like summer, it just likes cold and miserable stuff. The workshop area, not much has changed at all, except I've added a few petrol barrels for diesels and the coal sacks, and moved the cones around a bit. Other than that, nothing really has changed apart from the gate and the trees. The station is also going to be getting a canopy at some point, because no one likes waiting in the rain or the cold for a train that never comes. So a shelter is going to be added there, and I'm also going to be adding another one over here on the narrow gauge station. Not much has changed on the narrow gauge station really, except I've added 2 benches and some tiles up to the platform. Picnic benches, some bins have also been added to the playground area. I love these benches, they're absolutely fantastic, but they're by I think they're a German or Swedish company called Busch. It's B-U-S-C-H. They only cost me about £10–15, but they're absolutely fantastic. They look brilliant, and I can't wait to add some figures to them. Over here in the army area, I've added sandbags around the AA turret, and the sergeant has for some reason aimed the turret at Fiona's Cafe, because I think he got a cold coffee. Oh dear. Fiona's Cafe hasn't changed that much, mainly because I haven't added the other benches yet. Main reason I haven't is because they are very time consuming and fiddly, and I haven't had much time to get down here. But once I do have time, I will be down and adding the rest of the benches, and even adding bits of food, 3D printed food, onto the tables, which I'm really impressed by. In regards to empty space, like here and over here, I don't know if you're aware, but I think Oxford do some die-cast food trailer wagons sort of things, and plan to get 2 of them and add them in those spaces to fill it up. Classic cars will be added here and replacing these. And in regards to what's going down here, I'm not sure yet. I'm still on the tipping point of that, and I'm still searching eBay for some things, but nothing yet. And round here, I might add some more bits of, old scrap, like sleepers down there, platform tiles and rail. And over here on the front of the workshop, a permanent way team is going to be added. That is all stuff for the future, but for now, this layout is looking absolutely fantastic. I'm really pleased with, the hard work that's been put into it. That's really all I've got for now, guys. I'm sorry that the trains aren't running because I know you loved it, but I will work on it, and as soon as it's running, I will do an announcement. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like and a good comment. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike and a bad comment. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next video, and see you later. Bye, guys.